Master loves cleanliness, and I fear that he might be disgusted with me." Only then did 8 Rules fully realize that Pilgrim was utterly sincere. In a moment, the great sage finished bathing and mounted the clouds again to proceed westward. Soon they saw the luminescent gold pagoda, to which 8 Rules pointed and said, "Isn't that the house of the yellow-robe fiend? Sha Monk is still inside. Stay in the air," said Pilgrim, "and let me go down to his door to see what I can do about fighting with the monster." 8 Rules said, "Don't go, the monster is not at home." "I know," said Pilgrim. "Dear Monkey King." Lowering his auspicious luminosity, he went straight to the entrance of the cave, in front of which he found 2 young boys playing field hockey. One was about 8 or 9 years of age, and the other was over 10 years old. As they were playing, Pilgrim rushed forward and, with no regard at all for whichever family they belonged to, grabbed them by the tufts of their hair and picked them up. Terrified, the boys began to brawl and scream so loudly that the little fiends in the current moon cave ran to report to the princess, saying, "Lady, some unknown person has carried off the 2 young princes." The 2 boys, you see, were the sons of the princess and the monster. When the princess heard that, she ran out of the cave, where she saw Pilgrim holding the 2 boys. Standing on top of a cliff, he was about to dash them to the ground below. "Hey, you!" screamed the horrified princess. "I have no quarrel with you. Why did you take them away? Their old man is rather mean, and if anything happens to them, he won't let you get away with it." "You don't recognize me," said Pilgrim. "I'm Pilgrim Sun Wukong, the eldest disciple of the Tang monk. My younger brother, Sha Monk, is in your cave. You go and release him, and I'll return these boys to you. 2 for 1, you're getting a bargain already." When the princess heard what he said, she went quickly inside and told the few little monsters guarding the door to step aside. With her own hands, she untied Sha Monk. "Princess, you'd better not untie me," said Sha Monk. "When your fiend comes home and demands the prisoner from you, I fear that you would take the blame again." The princess said, "Elder, you are my benefactor. Not only did you send a letter to my home in my behalf, but you also saved my life. I was trying to think of a way to release you when your eldest brother Sun Wukong showed up at the door of our cave. He told me to release you." Hala. When Sha Monk heard the name of Sun Wukong, he felt as if his head had been anointed with mellow wine, as if his heart had been moistened with sweet dew. Joy flooded his countenance. His whole face lit up with spring. He did not behave like someone who heard the announcement of a person's arrival, but rather like someone who had just discovered a block of gold or jade. Look at him. Flapping his hands to brush off the dust on his clothes, he ran out the door and bowed to Pilgrim, saying, "Elder brother, you have truly descended from heaven. Save me, I beseech you." "Oh, you Sandy Bonzi," said Pilgrim with a chuckle. "When Master recited the tight fillet spell, were you willing to say a word for me? You were just as much a braggart. Why aren't you accompanying Master to go to the west? What are you squatting here for?" "Elder brother," said Sha Monk. "No need to talk like that anymore. A gentleman forgives and forgets. We are commanders of a defeated army, hardly worthy to speak of courage. Please save us." Pilgrim said, "Come up." And Sha Monk leapt up to the cliff. When 8 Rules, who was standing in midair, saw Sha Monk coming out of the cave, he dropped down from the clouds, crying, "Brother Sha, you've had a hard time." Seeing him, Sha Monk said, "Second elder brother, where did you come from?" 8 Rules said, "After I was defeated yesterday, I went into the city at night where I learned from the white horse that Master was in great difficulty. He was changed into a tiger by the magic of Yellow Robe. The white horse suggested to me that I should go ask Big Brother to come back." "Idiot," said Pilgrim. "Let's not chit-chat. Each of you take one of these boys and go into the precious image city to provoke the fiend to come here, so that I can slay him." "Elder brother," said Sha Monk. How do you want us to provoke him? Pilgrim said. The two of you should mount the clouds and stand above the palace of the golden chimes. Don't bother about the consequence, just hurl the boys down to the ground before the white jade steps. If anyone asks you whose kids they are, just tell them that they are the sons of the yellow robe monster caught by the two of you. When the fiend hears this, he will certainly want to return here. I don't want to fight with him inside the city, because our battle will scatter cloud and mist, throw up dirt and dust. The officials of the court and the city's whole populace will then be disturbed. Elder brother, said 8 Rules with a giggle. The moment you do anything, you start to bamboozle us. What do you mean? Asked Pilgrim. 8 Rules replied. These two kids, after having been seized by you like that, are already shocked beyond cure. Just now they cried till they became voiceless. After a while, they will die for sure. If we hurl them to the ground from the air, they'll turn into meat patties. You think the fiend will let us go once he catches up with us? He will surely make us pay with our lives, while you get away scot-free. There's not even a witness against you. Aren't you bamboozling us? If he tangles with the two of you, said Pilgrim, just lure him here. We have a smooth and wide battlefield at this place, and I'll be waiting for him. Exactly, said Sha Monk. Big brother is right. Let's go. Riding on the power and assurance of Pilgrim, the two of them picked up the boys and left. Pilgrim leapt down from the boulder and went before the door of the pagoda. Hey, monk, said the princess. You are completely untrustworthy. You said that you would give me back my boys once your younger brother was released. Now that he is, you are still detaining my boys. What are you doing here instead? Pilgrim smiled at her and said, Don't be offended, princess. You have been here for a long time, and I thought that we should take your sons to present them to their maternal grandfather. The princess said, Monk, you'd better behave. My husband, Yellow Robe, is no ordinary person. If you have frightened my boys, you should try to comfort them first. Princess, said Pilgrim with a chuckle. Do you know what is considered a crime for a human being living in this world? I do, said the princess. Pilgrim said, You are a woman. What do you know? Since the time of my youth in the palace, said the princess. I was taught by my parents. I recall an ancient book said against the 5 punishments are some 3,000 crimes, but none is greater than an unfilial act. Pilgrim said, You are precisely an unfilial person. Remember, O my father, who begot me. O my mother, who had nursed me. Pity my father and mother. How hard they toiled to bear me. Therefore, filial piety is the foundation of 100 virtuous acts, the source of all morality. How could you entrust your body to be the mate of a monster spirit, and not think of your parents at all? Haven't you committed the crime of an unfilial act? When the princess heard these words of rectitude, she was so embarrassed that she blushed for a long time before blurting out her reply, saying, The words of the elder are most righteous. How could I not think of my parents? But all my troubles began when the monster kidnapped me here. His orders are very strict, and I cannot travel at all. The distance, furthermore, is great and there is no one able to send word for me. I wanted to commit suicide, but I was afraid that my parents would suspect that I had eloped with someone, and the whole matter would not be cleared up. I had, therefore, no alternative but to prolong my fragile existence. Indeed, I am a great criminal in this whole wide world. When she finished speaking, tears streamed down her face. Pilgrim said, Princess, there's no need for you to be sorrowful. Ju 8 Rules did tell me that you wrote a letter and you saved my master's life. You did express your thoughts for your parents in the letter. Now that Old Monkey has arrived, you may be assured that he will catch the monster for you and bring him back to court to see the throne. You can then find a worthy mate and look after your parents in their old age. How about it? Monk, said the princess. Don't look for certain death. Those two younger brothers of yours were quite tough, but they could not overcome my husband, Yellow Robe, during the fight yesterday. Now look at you. You look like a ghost with more tendons than bones. You look like a crab or a walking skeleton. What kind of ability do you have that you dare speak of catching the monster? Laughing, Pilgrim said. You really don't have much judgment, and you can't discriminate between persons. As the common saying has it, a urine bladder, though large, has no weight. A steelyard weight, though small, licks 1,000 pounds. They may look big, but they are useless, creating wind resistance as they walk and wasting cloth when they put on clothes. They may be big as a mountain, but they are hollow inside. Their heads may touch door frames, but they are slack of torsos. And they may eat a lot, but food won't do them any good. I, old monkey, am small, all right, but hardy. You really have the skills? Asked the princess. Nothing that you have ever seen, said Pilgrim. But I specialize in subduing monsters and taming demons. You'd better not get me into trouble, said the princess. Certainly not, said Pilgrim. If you are able to subdue monsters and tame demons, said the princess, how will you go about catching him? Pilgrim said, you'd better be out of sight, or else I can't really move when he gets here. I'm afraid that you still have a lot of feelings for him and can't give him up.